We got a ton of calls and emails about people looking to make a move here to Chicago suburbs, whether it be for job relocation, to move closer to the family, and truthfully, to move closer to the best city in the world. So in today's video, I'm gonna give you guys 5 Chicago suburbs that you should have on your radar, especially if you're making a move here to Chicago suburbs. Welcome back and welcome to the channel. My name is Brandon and I make videos just like this about what it's like living, playing, and everything else between here in the Chicagoland area. So if you guys like this type of content, hit the subscribe button and drop a like because it'll tell YouTube I'm doing a good job at making this video kind of thing. But I'm sure it comes to no surprise that the very first suburb I'm going to be talking about on this video is Naperville, Illinois. I mean, it truthfully seems like everyone wants to move here to Naperville because niche.com ranks as the #1 place to raise a family in America, the #1 place to, for the best public schools in America, and the #3 best place to buy a house here in America, all according to niche.com. And Naperville, Illinois is pretty much that one suburb that I get the most calls about people looking to make a move here, mostly because family and, job relocation as well. From the city of Chicago to Naperville, I mean, vice versa, Naperville to Chicago, is that, depending on where in Naperville you're living, it can either be around a 45 to 50 minute drive if you're on the North Naperville section of Naperville, or if you're in the southwest portion, you're looking at around an hour 15 to an hour and a half. But truthfully, it just really depends on how the traffic situation's going. You can really time it, but during those rush hour times, it's always going to be traffic, kind of wherever you're going in the Chicago suburbs, or if you're going from the Chicago suburbs to the city of Chicago. Naperville, Illinois also boasts an incredible downtown area that features the infamous Naperville Riverwalk here in downtown, and a lot of great places to eat as well as grab drinks like Empire, Potter's, Fat Rosie's, and my personal favorite right now, the Gordon Ramsay's restaurant, Ramsay's Kitchen. I actually had already twice and it's been open for, only like a month now. And it's crazy. If you go on the website, the reservations are absolutely insane to book. And if you want kind of like that downtown Naperville, live in-person kind of tour, I've actually done a video on it on this YouTube channel that I'm probably gonna link down below in the description that you can watch after you watch this video right here. Naperville ranks highly in schools as well, which is another reason I get a lot of families calling me to make a move over here as well. A ton of different public high schools, elementary schools, and middle schools. A good rule of thumb is that if you're doing your research and you're concerned on making that move here to Naperville, Illinois, it's best if you are moving here for schools, is to kind of find those few schools, elementary and middle school specifically, that you're looking to have your kids enroll in, as well as the high school, because we can set certain parameters around your home search to make sure that all the homes that you're looking at filter into those specific school districts. But everyone knows you have to have Naperville, Illinois on your list. So that was definitely the #1 Chicago suburb that I had to cover, initially in this video. And real quick before I get into the second suburb, and if you're concerned about making a move here to Naperville, Illinois, or any of these Chicago suburbs I'm gonna be naming in this video, reach out, because my team and I would be absolutely honored to help you guys out make a move here to the Chicagoland area, whether it be next week or next year. We have a ton of people make that move. We get a lot of phone calls, so call, text, shoot me an email. All my information is down below in the description. But the second suburb on this list is Elmhurst, Illinois. And in my opinion, Elmhurst is probably, if you want more of that close proximity to the city of Chicago, but you want to stay in the Chicago western suburbs, Elmhurst is probably, the best option. And when it comes to location, Elmhurst is only about a 25 to 30 minute drive to downtown Chicago, especially when there's no traffic. So, if you're working in the city of Chicago, but you wanted the, not the hustle and bustle of the city, you want to be more laid back in the suburbs, Elmhurst can be a great option for you for sure. Niche.com ranks Elmhurst, Illinois as the #6 best place to live here in DuPage County, and Niche.com also ranks, York High School, which is the public high school here in Elmhurst, District 205, as an A+ as well. So a lot of people that are making a move here, especially from the city of Chicago, I've noticed, are always looking in kind of that Elmhurst area because they, can't get away from the city of Chicago. But, wherever you're living in the suburbs, there's always typically a metro train line not too far, so you can easy commute, especially if you do not want to drive to the city of Chicago. And when it comes to York High School, I mean, it's pretty massive. I mean, I talk about Glen Ellen, Illinois a lot because that's where I'm born and raised, especially if you watch my videos before, that's the case. But Glenmore wasn't like a castle. Elmhurst, York High School is like a castle as well. I still remember being in high school many years ago and, running track, and we'd always go to York High School, and it was always a maze, and I was always so amazed, just walking through the halls and everything like that because it was just so massive. Elmhurst also boasts some incredible homes, and they have a really great downtown area as well. And some of my places to eat when it comes to going to downtown Elmhurst are 51 Kitchen and Bar, as well as Pod C di Pizza. And one of my favorite coffee shops, they have two of them, is in Elmhurst as well, which is Brew Point Coffee. And I've also done a video on that coffee shop as well in the past, and I've actually done a video on Elmhurst, Illinois. So if you want to have a more in-depth video of what it's like living here in Elmhurst, that link will be in the description as well after you're done watching this video. The third suburb on this list is Downers Grove, Illinois, and in my opinion on this one is that I think Downers Grove has the most underrated downtown area here in all of the Chicago suburbs. You're about 30 minutes from the city of Chicago, so the Downers Grove makes it another great option if you are working in the city and you want easy access to the city of Chicago but want to stay in the suburbs as well. To put it in perspective, where it lands here in the Chicago suburbs is that you're kind of smacked in between Naperville, Illinois, as well as Elmhurst, so the very first two suburbs that I talked about in this video. Some of my places to eat when it comes to living in Downers Grove is in the downtown area. They have Pierce Tavern as well as Emmett's Brewery. Niche.com actually ranks Downers Grove, Illinois as the number 11 best place to live here in DuPage County. So a lot of people, look to make a move here to Downers Grove. And it's kind of one of those suburbs that gets, overlooked because of big suburbs like Naperville, Hinsdale, and Elmhurst for sure. So that's definitely number 3 on this list, which is Downers Grove, Illinois. And Niche.com actually ranks this suburb right here as the number 1 best place to live in DuPage County, and that I haven't really touched on this YouTube channel yet, but it is Clarendon Hills. So if you want to see Clarendon Hills, a more full in depth of the pros and cons and what's like living here in Clarendon Hills, Illinois, hit the subscribe button, leave a like, drop a comment, and hit that bell so you get reminded every single time I drop a new video. You're also about 30 minutes-ish outside the city of Chicago, so this makes it another great option if you were living in, Clarendon Hills and you worked in the city and you kind of just wanted that, not hustle and bustle of the city, but you still want that easy access to the city of Chicago. Clarendon Hills is another great option for sure. Just next to highly sought after Hinsdale, Clarendon Hills is a huge on many people's lists, especially if you're looking at Hinsdale, Illinois, because Clarendon Hills filters into that Hinsdale Central High School, which is top rated. Niche.com ranks it A+, and I'll post a lot more information, down below in the description. And if you guys want that Clarendon Hills video, like I said, that'll be coming soon, so I got you guys covered on that. They got a cute little downtown area as well in Clarendon Hills, and I was there like 2 or 3 weeks ago, and I was eating at a Greek restaurant called Thassos. But it's super convenient, nice metro line over there as well to make it, convenient if you didn't want to drive to say Chicago. But Clarendon Hills is, really highly sought after for many people that were looking to make a move here to the Chicago suburbs, whether it be from the city of Chicago or from out of state. And the last suburb that I have on this list, and I was kind of in between what to say on number 5, whether it be Glen Ellyn or Wheaton, but I want to give it to Wheaton, Illinois, because this is where I currently reside, and I think, I'm biased, that has so many great features of living here in Wheaton. This suburb right here is the closest one to Naperville that I've rattled off this list. I personally live only about 8 minutes away from, Naperville, Illinois, just taking Naperville Boulevard all the way down. But you're about 35 to 40 minutes drive to the city of Chicago, and we have metro lines here as well when it comes to living here in Wheaton. What draws a lot of people here to Wheaton, Illinois is the top rated schools for sure, and Niche.com actually ranks Wheaton, Illinois as the number 8 best suburb to live here in DuPage County also. You have a lot of great subdivisions when it comes to living here in Wheaton, especially in the South Wheaton area like Arrowhead, Donata West, Stonehenge, Briarcliff, and many more. And there's a few different pockets in Wheaton that actually filter into Glen Ellyn schools, but pretty much majority of the schools here in Wheaton is pretty much District 200, and the 2 public high schools here are Wheaton-Warrenville South or Wheaton North. Depending where you live in Wheaton, we could definitely, put those parameters around your search and make that happen for you as well. And when it comes to living, in Wheaton and, considering making a move here, there's a great downtown area as well where I'm there probably at least once a week. And currently on Hale Street, where all the restaurants are like Burger Social, you got Hale Street Cantina and Movable Feast and many more, is that, they block off the whole street and just put tents up for the whole summer until about September. And, it makes it a great option because there's always a ton of people walking around there in downtown Wheaton. And you also have, the college over there, Wheaton College also. And like I said, there are a lot of Chicago suburbs that didn't make this list, but these are some of the top 5 in my opinion. And were there any other Chicago suburbs that you thought should have been on this list? Because drop a comment down below, because I'd love to hear from you guys and your thoughts and what suburbs that you guys are looking for more information on and considering on making a move to, because I'd love to make a video on it. So if you enjoyed this content, hit the subscribe button, drop a like, leave a comment what you guys want to see next. And if you're considering making a move here to any of these suburbs or the surrounding, whether it be next week or next year, my team and I would be absolutely honored to help you guys out. Call, text, shoot me an email. All my information is down below in the description. Watch one of these videos up here, and I will see you guys on the next video.